talk about support and resistance, and about how yes, it's helpful to buy at support and like sell near resistance or above resistance or at resistance, whatever, and make a profit. Like yes, that's always nice, but it's not always like that, right? Like if you've been trading actively, or if you have some experience under your belt and you've had like a lot of multiple like time screen, then you can probably tell that not simply just buying at a support and selling at a resistance, and buying at a support and selling at a resistance, like that, it's not always gonna work, right? Like how many times has it happened where you've bought at a support and it doesn't even go past your entry price, it just immediately keeps going down? You automatically think it's rigged. You automatically think someone's out there to get your money. It's happened to me several times, especially when I first started trading out. And I think one of the big issues here is that a lot of people really narrow it down to the 1 minute and the 3 minute, which is good, especially if you're day trading. If you want to be in and out and catch those quick movements, all power to you. And it's one of my favorite ways of styles of trading, which is also known as day trading. When you purchase and you sell within the same day. However, just because I have the power to do that, or you have the power to do that, to purchase and sell a stock within the same day, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should just take advantage of every single small support move that you see. Like say for example, like you see it bounce up here and you take the trade and you sell at the resistance, and just because it's bouncing over here again, like I said, let me repeat myself. Say for example, you saw the stock bouncing up here to the resistance and you take that trade and it works out, and it comes down here to the support and you take the trade again and you think it's going to work out, and then boom, it just flushes and it shows no strength, and throughout the rest of the day it's just kind of just weakening out. Why does that happen? Well, because we narrow it down to support and resistance from the 1 minute time span, from the 3 minute time span, which basically, for those who don't know, I'm basically looking at the stock here in just one day, right? And just one day is good if I'm day trading, yes, but even if I'm day trading, I should always be aware of the longer time frames, because I feel like so many people just get caught up in that thing where like, oh, buy at support, sell at resistance, buy at support, sell at resistance, buy at support. Oh no, why is it no longer going back up? Well, because there are areas where you should be well aware that price can either break below or break above. And if you're just going into the trading and going in your trading day, if you're just buying blindly at the support, expecting to just bounce at every support, like that's a big error. That can cause, you can save yourself a lot of money by just really focusing on those proper price areas where the price is strong, and instead of just buying at every support, like right here. I'll give you guys an example right here. So check this example out. We have a support, right? And we have a resistance. And I'm sorry if this is taking a little long. Okay, boom. And boom. We have a support and we have a resistance. And the big problem is that traders, beginners, or even advanced people who just can't really fix this problem, and it's happened to me a lot, which is why I'm talking about it, is just because we bounce here and touch the resistance, we come down here, we bounce here and touch the resistance again, we come down here, we bounce here, doesn't necessarily mean that it's just going to stay in this price range, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that just because it's bouncing again, halfway through you think, oh my god, we're gonna hit the resistance again, and then it doesn't, and then you hold and it never ever comes back up to that price and just sells off, because you were really just focusing your attention on just this little area. And if you were really focusing on just this little area, then you should have a plan just in case things go south and break below this support right here, which is at that 191 price mark. But if you don't have a plan, and if you see this breaking down and now you're back holding because you wanted to capitalize off a small move like a dollar or $1.50. And by the way, we're looking at Tesla stock right here. Just because you wanted to capitalize on this small push in share price, and when things go south, you kind of freeze up and you back hold, and look what it can cost you. It can cost you a lot. That's why a lot of people got caught on Tesla. They're getting caught at the 200 mark. They got caught at that 220 mark, at the 210 mark. They're getting caught at 195. They're getting caught at 190. They're getting caught at 185. Why? Because you got to really zoom out and look at the higher time frames. Now I'm going to expand the time frame. So now I'm not looking at the stock from just one day. I'm looking at it from a month, 2 month, 3 month span. Now I can look at it at a 6 month span now, So say if you were just really focusing on this look at this small area where we were just focusing on. And that's the problem with traders, is that they focus on those small price moves. They get caught. And once they get caught, they don't know what to do when price goes against them. And when you zoom out after you're already down, you zoom out and then you're like, oh, okay, well, the trend was bearish, right? There was strong support areas here at below 180. And if the stock was trading at 194 or 195 and it didn't want to continue pushing, you shouldn't be surprised if we come down and we revisit those strong areas of support at 180. Now, what happens when a strong support like 180 gets broken below? What happens if Tesla comes down here where it's been bouncing at strongly, right? Because notice how we bounce here, and these are strong bounces that it's kind of trying to give us. But what would happen if it breaks below a strong support? Then we can have a strong sell-off, right? It doesn't necessarily need to happen, right? But we can see a strong sell-off if we break a strong support. So that shouldn't come to anybody's surprise. And let me see how I can delete this line now. Okay, let's see. Boom. Anyways, a strong support that's broken below can cause a strong move to the downside. And yes, Tesla has touched these lower prices before. Check this out. And if I'm not mistaken, this was back in 2023. Back in 2023, in the beginning of 2023. Look at this. In the beginning of 2023, Tesla was at $101. So why would you be surprised if it's at 183 and it sells off and it goes way lower? That's what I'm saying. You can't just narrow your attention on just these small phases of consolidation. However, you can capitalize off them, yes, but you must have a plan just in case things go south. Because if things go south and you get caught trying to capitalize on right here on this area, on this small area right here, and you're bag holding now, check this out. Tesla can break that support right here, the strong support at 180, and head lower to other levels where it has previously been at. Doesn't necessarily mean it needs to happen, but it can happen. And if it does happen, you must be prepared. So that is why a lot of beginners get hurt, because they focus their attention on those small consolidation phases, on those small support and resistance plays, and they forget about the bigger picture, about where the real direction is going. And as of now, Tesla is weak. So you shouldn't be surprised if it does go below 180. Now, I can be wrong. It can something can happen, right? And it can cause the price of Tesla shares to go up. But as of now, it has been weak. And there are many economic reports that are being released that are impacting the market, that in return impact stocks. So always be aware of that. Don't just focus on those small phases. Look at the bigger picture, understand it, and understand how to manage your risk. I'll leave you guys on the next one. Peace.